Baraton TV, here and hereafter. We are happy once again to see you. Welcome. This is a program one-on-one where we interview some of the people who have information that can be a blessing to you and to everybody else. And so for you to benefit, there is a button down there called subscribe. Click it. Then you look around there is another one with a thumb up. Click it. And then you will find another one which says share. Share it. When you do that, you will have done a good thing. Now, here at Baraton TV, we believe that life is holistic. That means that life is not only made of one thing. Life is made of the spiritual, the physical, the mental, the financial, the social, all that. And so you'll find that every time you come to this channel and check around, you'll find all sorts of things here. And so we will not just here be singing songs or reading verses. We will say also many other things and in that holistic nature. And so today we have a very powerful guest that is going to be a blessing to all of you, our viewers. And this one you must share because this guest, first of all, what's your name, our guest? Happy to see you.
Happy to see you too.
Yeah. Your name?
My name is Eunice Achenda Peter.
Eunice Achenda Peter, I knew her because she went to school at some great university. Where did you do your undergraduate?
I did my undergraduate here at University of Eastern Africa, Baraton.
At the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. What did you pursue?
I pursued a course major in accounting and a minor in finance.
There are many things I remember about you, Eunice, but I remember your grades were just so good, so good. You had, I mean, did you have a sponsor paying all fees so that you just had the time to read and pass exams?
Apparently, no. I had to work to finance my school fees. So I did work program. I did work program at Custodio where we used to mop and arrange chairs for exams.
I remember, yeah.
I did
so during exams, you will be cleaning the place?
Yes, and arrange the chairs.
So that the hall is ready for exams?
Yes.
And you are cleaning so that you make money?
To pay my school fees. And that semester I would not have registered. So I would be cleaning for other people to sit for the exams. And
so you see others sitting exam, but here you are, you can't sit the exam. How will you feel?
I will wait on God and pray patiently that one day I will register and I will work hard and pass.
So you accepted your situation?
Yes, and I had faith in God that one day He will open up. So whenever I had a chance to register for the course, I would make sure I get the highest grade possible.
I remember your grades. I've not forgotten those grades. Yeah. You graduated with the magna cum laude.
Magna cum laude.
That's a very high level. And there are many village institutions who don't know this cum laude, summa cum laude. They are only limited to first class, second class. But this is an international rating. Magna cum laude, we are talking of a GPA of
3.68 cumulative. So it's normally 3.5 and above, up to 3.75.
Wow.
Cumulative.
No, we want to thank God for such a great performance. What will you tell somebody who is struggling through school financially? Then you will say to somebody who is struggling academically. There is somebody listening and watching us who is struggling financially and is saying, I don't have a sponsor, my parents are poor, or I don't have parents, and is there viewing saying, can I make it in life? Say something to our viewer.
For those who are struggling financially, I would say you really have to have faith in God because much of it is beyond your control. But for what is within your control, you can register and enroll yourself for work program, do the part that you can. You can apply for help and be able to get something. You can also apply for bursaries back in your constituency. And then the good thing is I'm a board member of Uniport Loans. Uniport Loans is an organization that gives unsecured loans to university students.
Hey.
Unsecured loans means those are loans to finance for your tuition fees and pocket money without collateral.
Look at that.
So the
Eunice, you are saying you can give unsecured loans to students.
Yes.
We will talk about that. But just tell us a little more about your life. So you worked your way through University of Eastern Africa, Baraton.
Yes, I started working the first quarter. I registered. I remember very well the first quarter I actually registered 8 hours because I didn't have the school fees to register full hours. That was 16.
Yes.
So because I had more time, I used that time to do work program so that I could be able to raise more money to be able to get to class.
How long did it take you to go through Baraton?
It took me 4.5 years, that is with a major and a minor.
What was your major?
Accounting and a minor in finance.
In finance. Now, after you left Baraton, where did you go?
So after you left Baraton, 2 months later, I was employed by PricewaterhouseCoopers Kenya.
PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Yes.
Wow.
To be an auditor.
As an auditor.
Yes.
Wow. When did you apply? When did you do the interview? I mean, 2 months later, you have a job.
I was to graduate in July. So I did the application in February that same year.
Aha, you are seeing the future.
Yes. So I applied before I had finished my coursework.
Yes.
I was called for the first interview while I was still doing my last semester.
Yes.
I was called for the second interview before I graduated.
While you were in school?
Yes.
I like that foresightedness. And so you worked with the PricewaterhouseCoopers as an auditor. How far did this organization take you? This is an international organization.
Yes, I worked with the office in Nairobi for 4 years. Then I was taken to Rwanda for secondment.
Yes.
That is at an international level.
Yes.
To work with the office in Rwanda, where we had employees from Rwanda, Congo, and Burundi in the same office for 2 years.
So you were in Kigali for 2 years?
Yes.
And serving the Great Lakes region?
Yes.
So you are still with the PricewaterhouseCoopers?
No, I left PricewaterhouseCoopers, then I joined Office of the Auditor General as a manager audits.
Ah, so you now came to work with the government of Kenya?
Yes.
Why did you make that decision? Why did you leave PricewaterhouseCoopers?
Two things. One, I needed a less stressful life to be able to cater for family needs and the demands. Two, I needed the public sector experience in my CV because of the future dream that I had.
Something I'm seeing with you, Eunice, is you see ahead.
Yes.
Because you have been with the PricewaterhouseCoopers and you say, I've had enough experience with the private. Now I need experience with the public. I need to take care of a family, bring up a family. And so you say, okay, PricewaterhouseCoopers, thank you very much. And you join the government.
Yes.
Wow. How is the experience in government?
Very great.
Yes.
I get to learn how the government works, intersectors, at a macro level, how budgeting is done, how, because I am in the audit office of the Auditor General.
Yes.
So we audit all the government funds.
Wow.
So I get to understand from the point of budgeting until the point of reporting how funds in the government have been implemented, how they have been utilized, how they have been able to achieve the key goals, like what we have, the Big Four agenda, how the cabinet and the presidency have been able to set their priorities and be able to invest and be able to come up with development and economic progress for the country.
So even county governments?
Yes, and even county government is included.
Now, let's focus on these loans. There are students who need money.
Yes.
They don't have money. They are just struggling. But you say you are a board member of an organization. Can you tell us about this organization?
This organization, Uniport Loans, was started last year.
Okay.
In 2018.
2018, yes.
At around June. So the first loans were disbursed in September.
Okay.
So the first application window started in August 2018.
Okay.
So how it works is that we have 3 application windows. All the applications are online.
Okay.
So you
everything is done online?
Online.
You don't need to travel anywhere?
You'll only travel for interview, but we normally also come to, like the other time we came to Kisumu to do the interviews.
Okay.
So you'll not travel a long distance
yes.
for the interviews.
Okay, okay.
So the application windows are 3 times in a year. That is for January intake, we have December application window. For May intake, we have April application window. Then for September intake, we have the August application
If I need money in January in school, I apply
in December.
In December.
Yes.
And we are in November, just a few days to December.
Yes.
We are getting to the season of application. By the way, just what is the source of funding? Just for the curious, you know, sometimes you don't want to get into money that is suspicious.
No, that is suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, the source of funding is coming from educational trusts in the EU, that's European Union, and Educational Trust in the America.
Okay.
So there are those rich tycoons who have started education foundations where they give in their fundraising or donations towards supporting education, particularly for education. And then there are those well-wishers who just give in on an individual level.
Okay.
So we are 3 board members. The other 2 board members one is from Switzerland and the other one is from Germany. So
you are the only African board member.
Yes, the only African and the only woman board member.
My goodness. Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sitting here with the only woman board member and the only Africa from Ghana to South Africa here at Baraton TV.
Yes. So you Google www.
Viewer, are you following? This is where you pause and subscribe and like.
So
proceed.
To apply, you go to www.uniportloans.co.ke.
I think we will be able to provide for them.
www.uniportloans.co.ke.
And then you apply.
Yes.
Then after applying?
After applying, you attach all the documents to support that have been required. Then you wait for the shortlisting. Then you'll be called for interview. So during the interview, the main thing about the interview is to assess whether you are needy and whether you are worthy to be given. That's looking at eligibility. The eligibility criteria is you must have C+ minimum grade, C+ average in your KCSE, that's secondary.
In secondary
and
school
then
education.
During your university, you must maintain a C plane and above in all your courses as you do them. So there's a caveat between your performance and your eligibility for application. The main reason is that we also do not want people who be given loans that are not able to complete their courses.
So we also must be a good performer.
Yes, you must be a good performer. So what we check in the interview is that we check for employability. Are you employable? And employability comes in twofold. There's the personality in you. Are you the person who can really persevere to work and you have the ethics for work? And then 2 is your cause. Is your cause marketable? Marketable in the sense that if 100 people are to graduate, 20 will get jobs automatically. What caliber of careers are those 20? So we look at those who have a higher employability rate and those that have a personality that even if their degree is not very marketable, they as a person can be creative enough to even start a business. They can be creative enough to change careers.
And that will be dug out during the interview. You will be interviewed.
Yes.
Okay.
So the interview is more or less, I would put it, merit-based, competency-based. It's getting to know the kind of a person you are and also what you come on board and bring on board.
And this money you will pay?
You will repay the money.
So you are given the money so that you can quickly go through school.
Yes.
After school, you will repay the money.
Yes, you repay the money. So you enter into a loan contract or a loan agreement, which is binding because there's a lawyer who will sign also against that contract. So you'll be taken through the terms of that loan contract, knowing that after your school, when you get employed, you're obliged to pay. When you fail to pay, you are listed under CRB, the Credit Bureau reference. So you'll not be able to access any other loan until you pay that loan. So that comes as part of the obligation to pay. The good thing about the loans is that it caters for your full tuition fee.
Full tuition?
Full to the end. It's not 1 year, it's not 1 semester. And it also caters for your upkeep for the full total years. So if you're doing a degree...
Upkeep is what is commonly known as pocket money.
Yes, pocket money, but it goes beyond pocket money because it's the rent, your food, fare, miscellaneous, books. So we assess that...
I'm going to school.
It's okay. You can try and apply. So we assess that.
Pocket money?
Yes, we assess how much you will need.
Oh, you assess. It's not that you have an amount.
We have a maximum of 20,000 per semester.
20,000 per semester.
But
divided by 4 months, that's around 5,000 a month.
5,000 a month.
Wow.
But then we still assess we can give you more up to 40,000.
Okay.
Depending on your needs. Because there are those who live in Nairobi, their life might be
different.
Lifestyle cost might be more expensive
Yes.
than those who live in Baraton. So we do that during the interview. So what I would advise is, once you have done your application, try to be as honest as possible. Where we are able to fish that you're trying to be dishonest, it could be a reason why we will disqualify.
Like you want to increase your transport, so you say your home is Mandera.
Yes.
And you don't look like somebody from Mandera.
Yes.
You miss the loan.
So
you
really
must be honest.
Yes, because that virtue of honesty
Yeah.
is one which will make you be obliged to repay the loan in the first place.
Okay.
Where we are having a problem with your values and character, we will surely have a problem with you repaying the loan later.
Wow. Now, what if I'm an international student? You know, this university you went through, Baraton, is international.
Yes.
You are talking of a big percentage of students coming from all over Africa and even all over the world. And they also need this money. What happens?
Unfortunately for this program, it's meant for Kenyan students.
Okay.
But in the next few years, we are planning to roll it out to other countries.
Okay, so it will come at some point in future.
Yes.
Okay.
It will be rolled out to Uganda, Tanzania, I think the Eastern African countries first. Because once we have seen the success in Kenyan context, then we can be able to use the same model for the other. Okay. Now, the other good news is that we also have graduates. We have people who have graduated from that loan.
Okay.
We give people who were in their 4th year, so they graduated,
yes,
and they are repaying their loan. They got their jobs and they are repaying. So we do have also success stories. So with those success stories, we build a profile which we can be able to source for additional funds from our donors back in the European Union and US and America. So that then it can help to be a revolving fund.
Okay.
Some people have also asked me, why should I have to repay? Why can't it be a grant? But we're looking at sustainability. If we give a grant, then we will give to less people. But if you give a loan, you will repay, then we will give for generations to generations.
My younger brothers and sisters will get it.
Yes. The interest rate is at 12% as at now. And I want to mention a bit about the interest rate, especially from a finance background.
Yes.
It is not interest for purposes of profit.
Yes.
Because the organization is a not-for-profit.
Yes.
It is interest for purposes of catering for, the money is brought in Forex.
Okay.
So wherever we have a Forex loss, then the interest will be able to
take care of that difference.
And then there is the aspect of time value of money. If I give you 1 million today, it's not the same as 1 million 10 years from now.
It loses value.
Yes, it loses value over time. So the interest rate is sort of to cater for the sustainability.
Yes.
So that if we are putting a fund of 1 million, it will be 1 million through and through. Because of that aspect of
because
the
that interest controls, it ensures the value remains.
For any other risks. So it is not a marketing profit per se, as you look at it, because it's a not-for-profit organization.
So did you say students in Baraton can apply?
Yes, they should.
And they should begin immediately?
Immediately, because next month, that's 2 weeks from now.
Yes.
Yeah, they should. They should.
Wow. And once they do that, they will need verification from the university that they are students.
Yes, that we will do. It's part of the process where we are applying.
And you know, this is the reason why our viewer, we recommend that if there is a university of choice in this whole round world, it's the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. Loans available. You have heard straight from her, one of our best performers. This lady went to school right here at the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. Success story, working with international organizations. This is a university that can make sense in your life. And so this is a place, and that's why we invited you. Eunice, you've made a big difference. First of all, your story has just encouraged you. You know, to know that you struggled to raise your fee by working on campus. And here you are now. Let me just find out, are you a believer?
Yes, very strong believer. You remember we were in outreach programs?
Yes.
We used to go and preach to the high school students.
Yes.
And I was a member of the prayer band.
Yes, I
was
remember
a
the prayer band.
Yes, yes. So I was really involved even in the Sabbath school in the church.
Yes.
In the
You
church,
were even
I
a
was-
Sabbath school secretary.
Yes, yes, in the church. So I am a believer and I believe in service to God. Because it's God who opens up these other doors.
And these
It's not
opportunities
human.
is God-given.
Yeah, it's God-given. You wouldn't know. How would you?
Thank you so much, Eunice. Let me tell you, this loans issue is going to change some life very soon. And your story, I believe in the name of Jesus, has encouraged somebody that they will make it. Even though they are working on campus now, their future is a bright future. Thank you so much, Eunice.
Thank you.
What will you want to say as a parting shot to our viewer of Baraton TV?
Parting shots, believe in God. He's in control over your life and in control over everything. Secondly, have focus. Like when I was doing my academic work, I had a focus of getting a GPA of 3.75. So I actually fell short of my goal. But that did not mean that I didn't pass. That was a first class honors, even if it was a 3.68. So have focus, set yourself targets. The sky is not the limit, you can go beyond. And then work hard. You really have to work hard. You have to put your best. You have to put your best. Leave nothing behind. Put your best, your very best. And then persevere. The challenges of life will always come and go. Always come and go. You will have a smile at the end.
Thank you so much. That is from Baraton TV, and we hope you subscribe, you like, you share, because this is the place that is holistic and makes a difference. Baraton TV, here and hereafter.